We covered what was going on in Alabama yesterday, and it's also going on in Georgia and Ohio. So here is something that a Michigan lawmaker said. This was shared with me over on the Twitter. Not sure what all's going on here. I just saw the headline, so let's dive into it. Michigan lawmaker, abortion should be painful. Ooh, that's all right. Boy, that's a winning message there, huh? That's Do women who undergo late-term abortions suffer as much as God wants them to? Well, State Senator Kim Lasada doesn't think so. Ever since the new state legislature convened 4 months ago, Lasada and her Republican colleagues have been waiting for the chance to shove their deeply held religious convictions down the throats of Michigan's wayward women. Over weeks of hearings, they've heard physicians warn that GOP efforts to outlaw the surgical procedure commonly used to end second trimester pregnancies would make such abortions more painful and hazardous for the women who undergo them. Tuesday, when the proposed ban finally came to vote, Lasada's impatience with all of those godless medical experts finally got the better of her. Of course it should be hard, the senator from St. Joseph exclaimed. That's a beautiful area, by the way. St. Joseph is a beautiful, beautiful area, beautiful part of Lake Michigan. God, take a jog on the lake, Kim, and lighten up. Holy shit. You're in such a beautiful place and you're just so hateful. Of course it should be hard, the senator from St. Joseph exclaimed, and I'm closing the beaches too. And the procedure should be painful and you should allow God to take over and you should deliver that baby. Wow, this is, I tweeted this, but I'll repeat it. If your view is too extreme for Pat Robertson, that's not a political ideology. That's psychosis. That's absolutely psychotic. I mean, just reading this quote, she sounds like a lunatic. She totally sounds like a lunatic. Just like yesterday when we talked about that guy in Alabama who was basically literally saying, women, you're vessels, that's it, shut up. I mean, these are psychotic sentiments coming from who? Elected officials. These people are elected. And these archaic views on abortion, which is just so, it's so ridiculous. We're still there in 2019. It's so ridiculous. And I thought we had moved further. I think a lot of people did. I really thought we had moved further. When I was living in a red state, I thought we had moved further. I mean, other countries' conservatives look at this and they're like, holy shit, you guys are psychos. All right, so that's her quote. This is literally a quote. I mean, the procedure should be painful. You should allow God to take over, and you should deliver that baby. Does that sound like a person who is looking at this issue at all rationally? You know, and I'm pro-choice. I'm I have been most of my life. You know, there was one point in my life where I wasn't because I was like 11 and I was raised Catholic. So, I kind of just accepted the stuff I was taught, and they taught us abortion was wrong. And then when I learned to kind of dissect the issue and realize it wasn't a black and white issue, that it was a very complex issue, I became pro-choice and still am to this day. But, I mean, you see how is that a rational... I mean, her saying this, that's like the equivalent of a pro-choice person being like, they should be able to kill the baby or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the equivalent where it's like you don't sound like you're rationally discussing an issue. You sound like you're just ranting like a lunatic. So, anyway, that's her quote. That's literally the quote of an elected official. State senator. Dismissing the opposition of physicians groups like the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, because what do they know about women's health? What would they know? We can dismiss them. They don't know anything. They're only the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. We can dismiss them. Let's just listen to the Let God Take Over folks. Let's listen to them. All right. Whose representatives told legislators that banning the procedure known as dilation and evacuation would endanger patient safety. Lasada recounted her own successful efforts to abort a fetus her doctors warned her would not survive its birth. Lasada told colleagues she had delivered a stillborn baby after her own D&E procedure went awry. She cited her traumatic experience as evidence of God looking out for me. Okay. You should allow God to take over and deliver that baby, and it shouldn't be made easier for you. Wow. Okay. So those are her thoughts on the issue. I don't. Do we need to read any more quotes from her? These are people who are in office. These people get into office. They're elected. They're elect. These are our elections, so they're pseudo elected. This does not sound like. I mean, this sounds like somebody who needs help. I'm not even sure when I say psychosis. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being literal. It sounds like psychosis the way some of these people still talk about abortion. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. All right, so there you go, Lasada. Donate to her today. Wow. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron.